Hi everyone, welcome to the GoldFish Report. I'm your host Louisa. Today is Wednesday, March 27th, 2019. This is our POTUS press briefs. These are simple headlines from the news release from the press secretary and also some information from the press pool reports that GoldFish Report has access to. But before we get to that, I just wanted to share a breaking story, I guess I would say, is a man is in custody now after threats against the president. This was quite actionable. This was a 42-year-old man who's in custody. All of Interstate 68 west of Virginia was Virginia State Police spokesperson confirmed Wednesday that this was backed up for like 3 hours apparently, and this man had intentions to not only threats, this was actionable. He had, weapons and ammunition and everything was like ready to go, that were made threats and that were made to kill the president of the United States and to blow up the Pentagon. So a search of the vehicle revealed a firearm and explosive powder, and he's been detained for questioning. So this is an important story, and I'm just amazed that we don't see it on mainstream media. I'm not sure why it's not worthy enough for the mainstream media to report it, but I haven't seen it yet. I just want to remind our viewers that you can find us, before we get started, I just want to remind our viewers that you can find us at Twitter. This is our Twitter page here at @ Report GoldFish, and you can follow the stories here as well. You can also find us obviously on our news page, which is under this tab here. This is our 24/7 news page as well, where all of our press releases are published among many, many other stories of all kinds. We also have our GoldFish Report website. So this is where all of the links to our reports can be found. And of course, a live news feed for both Facebook and Twitter. So you don't have to be a member of Facebook or Twitter to see the headlines that are published on here. So without further ado, I'm going to screen share our blog, and I'm going to make sure that you can see it. Sometimes I have to stop it and reshare it in order to get, I don't know why, it's a funny thing. Sometimes it doesn't share the right screen. So here we go. This is for March 24th to the 27th, which is today. We have, let's see, is this the first one I want to start with? Yeah. Okay, so this is basically the 2-year, $25 million witch hunt. This is a 1600 daily. This is talking about, obviously the extremely expensive taxpayer, expense investigation that led to nothing. Of course, no collusion, no anything, except it was really a nothing burger, in fact. So this is what this is all about. No collusion, no obstruction, okay? So you can read this. You can go to our blog here and take a look at what this is saying. The next report we have, most of this is from today. Today was a very, very busy day, by the way. So the White House is announcing the Presidential Task Force on protecting Native American children in the Indian health service system. So this is very nice. He charged the task force with investigating the institutional and systemic breakdown that failed to prevent a predatory pediatrician from sexually assaulting children while acting in the capacity as a doctor in the Indian health services. But folks, this stuff happens in all kinds of health professions, which we are about to find out, sadly. We have another West Wing reads, a catastrophic media failure. And I think this at this point, it has the media really being very introspective, and I think they are gonna be held accountable. There's no question. They say, oh, we're not investigators. Well, yes, you are. You're investigative reporters. And if you're reporting this information, you're claiming to be an investigative reporter, then you are investigators, and bad ones at that, I would say, very bad ones. So here you can read about this. This is about the Mueller investigation being over. This is about the Wall Street Journal's comments, the Washington Times comments, and this is U.S. News World Report, Washington Examiner. They're all commenting on this. You can go there and take a look. Okay, President makes remarks before Republican policy lunch today. And so you can come here and take a look at this. You know, they seem to really be provoking the president regarding impeachment, and this is kind of ridiculous. Now they're trying to talk about impeachment, and you know, there's, as the president says here, I don't think they're talking about impeachment. We have the greatest economy we've ever had. Our country is incredible, and the other. They and others created a fraud on our country. What was interesting is a little bit further down, they specifically asked, Mr. President, do you think it reached the West Wing of the Obama White House? And the president says, I don't want to say that, but I think you know the answer. And folks, if you saw our GoldFish report, POTUS report on Monday, we screen shared a document. I could not confirm the authenticity of the document, but it was a document that was from, it looks like MI6, which is the British Intelligence Services, which is where Christopher Steele worked. And it said that it was by the direction of the President of the United States at that time, which was Barack Obama. So that's the smoking gun, folks. We've shared it on GoldFish Report numerous times. And of course, when we published it, our blog was deleted. So people don't want the news out there. Obviously, they don't want the truth out there. So that's quite sad. Okay, so here we go. The next one is, okay, so this, I'm sorry, this is the one we were just talking about. I can't see this. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. I guess this is it. Okay, this is a continuation of, I thought this would be highlighted. Yeah, it should have been highlighted so I could see it. Okay, sorry about that, folks. This is, okay. This is to renew an executive order regarding cyber-enabled activities. So this is a renewal, and as you all know, I've talked about it on the GoldFish Report many times, this will be published in the Federal Register, which is the government's federal official publication. So you can read about that here. There is a little bit more information about that here as well. Okay, is this the one? Okay, this is a new executive order. I'm not quite sure I was ready for that one. Okay, so this is an executive order that the president signed yesterday. This is coordinating national resilience to electromagnetic pulses, or EMF. Pulses as, you know, EMFs as people come to know them. This is talking about, I guess, designating resources to deal with a possible EMF attack or interruption. They do talk about that this has the potential to disrupt, degrade, and damage technology and critical infrastructure systems. Human-made or naturally occurring EMPs can affect large geographic areas, disrupting elements critical to the nation's security and economic prosperity, and could adversely affect global commerce and stability. The federal government must foster sustainable, efficient, and cost-effective approaches to improving the nation's resilience to the effect of EMPs. They do talk about what this is. They want to protect critical infrastructure with this. This is, they define electromagnetic pulse, a burst of electromagnetic energy, and they explain that there's a type of human-made EMP that occurs when a nuclear device is detonated. Folks, this is really packed with a lot of information. I do encourage everyone to go here to read about this. They talk about, you know, protecting national critical functions, national essential functions, and they want to designate a sector-specific agency to address this. So you can go here and read about this a little bit more if you like. And here we have there was new nominations. The president sent nominations to the Senate. We have Bridget Brink of Michigan to be Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the United States of America to the Slovak Republic. We have Ada Brown of Texas to be United States District Judge for the Northern District of Texas. Very nice. More judges. You know, this president's very dedicated to replacing judges and making sure that they're not Obama-era judges who weren't going to fulfill the Constitution, were not going to enforce and support the Constitution. So it's important to have judges in place who will defend the Constitution and uphold the law. And so we have a few other ambassadors that are also nominated. We have another judge here, David Novak for Virginia. So, and a few other things. So definitely come here, take a look at this. Um, and what is this? Okay, so here you have it. You have the president announcing intent to nominate and appoint personnel to key administration posts. We have Catherine Byrd of Texas for a term of 5 years of Federal Labor Relations Authority. We have Michelle Beckering of the District of Columbia to be Assistant Administrator of the United States Agency for International Development. We have Thomas Peter Fitto of Virginia to be Assistant Secretary of the Treasury. And there's some other things here. So just take a look at this, folks. You'll get all the details that you're looking for. Okay, we just did that one. Sorry, usually they're highlighted in a different color, but I did go through them all before I'm presenting them. So, okay, let's go to this one next. So here we have for today, statement by the press secretary on the visit of Secretary General Jan Stoltenberg of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So this is in honor of the 70th anniversary of NATO. The President and Secretary General will underscore the importance of the alliance as a bulwark of international peace and security. I'm not making any comments on this. I'm really going to withhold making comments because I'm just trying to give you the news right now. You can decide for yourself. Okay, so we have today also, nope, that's the one I just reported. Okay, here we have West Wing reads on the Green New Deal and Democrats are all yellow. So looks like the Green Deal turned yellow. Not one Democrat voted for it yesterday, or sorry, 2 days ago. So it looks like that was a monumental, colossal failure. But everybody knew it. Everybody knew that it was not, it was a horrible economic policy. It wasn't, there's no possible way it could be funded. Okay, so there's other stories on here as well regarding Attorney General William Barr and his comments, and of course, other things. We have the Wall Street Journal commenting also on, and Fox News on Associated Press commenting on these things as well. So you can go here, take a look at these stories here. They are interesting and they're easy, quick reads. It's not very difficult. Okay, here we have, which everybody knows about. These are remarks that the President Trump made with Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel, who signed a presidential proclamation recognizing Israel's sovereign right over the Golan Heights. Oh, folks, I'm not going to get into this. I'm just reporting it. So let's just leave it there. You can go take a look at it yourself. Here we have a memorandum to the Secretary of the Treasury, Secretary of Agriculture, a whole list of people it's addressed to. This has to do with federal housing finance reform. So yes, we are talking about Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. We are talking about HUD. And we're talking about the fact that right now, without reform, the American people are still on the hook for bank bailouts. So there has to be a comprehensive finance reform. And this way, the taxpayers are not left with future bailouts. Take a look at this on our blog or on Twitter or on our 24/7 news page. You can check that out as well. Okay, it seems very controversial stuff in the news today. Okay, remarks by President Trump and the First Lady Fabiana Rosales of the Bolivian Republic of Venezuela before bilateral meetings. They're here basically recognizing Guaido as the the acting president of Venezuela. So I'm not going to get into this. There's a lot of issues going on. I think there's more going on behind the scenes than we know, and that's why I'm not going to comment on any of this. Okay. Today also, the president held there was a presentation of the Congressional Medal of Honor for Staff Sergeant W. Atkins a U.S. Army, from the U.S. Army. It was awarded posthumously because he sacrificed his life in Iraq, um, and threw himself basically on a suicide bomber to protect his fellow infantrymen, and gave up his life. And so he was his bravery and honor and his distinguished career was recognized and honored at the White House in this ceremony today. And also present were former Congressional Medal of Honor recipients there as well. And you can go there and take a look at that. His son and his family members were there to receive that honor. And we also have a text of a letter from the President to the Chairwoman of the House Committee on Appropriations and the Chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriations, the Chairman of the House Committee on Foreign Affairs and the Senate Committee on Foreign Relations, and the Chairman of the House and Senate Committee on Armed Services. And this is a very short letter, basically. Okay, I'm providing the report on the Republic of North Macedonia's accession to the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So that's what that's about. It's very short, very right to the point. This was another one. No, this is the same one. Okay, and then we have another 1600 daily where they're talking about the First Lady of Venezuela visits the White House. And, it's not really officially marked, but they're officially, I don't know, they're officially recognizing this. Venezuelan interim president, Juan Guaido, is a tremendous leader working hard to free his country from the grips of socialist dictatorship. Okay, whatever. I don't know what's going on there. I think Maduro is definitely not cooperating on many things. I said I wasn't going to give any opinion, so I'm going to refrain from that. Folks, I think that's all. I might have missed something. I thought that I might have missed. Yeah, and then of course there's photos of the day, and you can see this was the meeting today, and of course Ivanka was there as well. So definitely check it out, folks, and I hope you enjoyed this, short update. I'm trying to do it every few days because there's just a lot of information coming out of the White House. There's a tremendous amount of work being done. And of course, there was very interesting, and we're still hoping to get back to the White House, folks, but we can't do it without help from our viewers. This is a viewer-supported channel, and we're hoping to get back there because, well, it's fake news, and we want to be able to report the truth. We do a pretty good job remotely from here because I still have access to some of this information, but it certainly is a lot better when I can live stream things and and we'd certainly hope that our viewers, because we do this all for you, please share this far and wide, folks, because I have to think, okay, I'm being partial, but as a matter of fact, folks, I think Goldfish Report is one of the most censored alternative news outlets, media on the internet, because we have been so shadow banned. We've been deleted. Our videos are deleted. Our channels are deleted. Our blogs are deleted. For what? I mean, we're just reporting the news, but it's, obviously not popular. So the powers that be, especially since I was at the White House, they have absolutely choked us even more, but we're not going anywhere. We're going to keep trying. We're going to stay here until Congress acts and breaks up this monopoly and there's antitrust issues that are resolved because it caused harm to people, especially the Goldfish Report. And folks, I just hope you find these reports and please share them far and wide. Post them in your groups, share them on Instagram, share them on Reddit, share them wherever we like. I've always said people can download the reports, share them far and wide because it's the information that counts. And we're not doing this for profit. And maybe one day we will be big enough that we can do that. But at this point, this was a public service to the people. And Goldfish Report we have people who contribute. Either they can contribute financially, they contribute stories, they can physically contribute by being monitors on our groups, on our pages, and there's people who contribute in so many different ways. Goldfish Report belongs to everybody, and I want everyone to feel like there's something they can do if they want to. So you can always send me an email at thegoldfishreport.com and let me know what you can do for Goldfish Report and how you can be helped. What ways you can, or if you want to participate, there's always something that you can do. So do appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed this. So we'll be back in a few days with more news releases, more news updates, and we are looking forward to scheduling some new interviews coming up soon for all of you folks. And I hope you have a great weekend, and we will see everybody. Actually, no, it's not weekend, it's Wednesday. Sorry, this is our hump day report. Okay, so we'll be back Friday with another update, and we'll see you at the end of the week. Have a great week, folks. This concludes this edition of the GoldFish Report.